What's going on, guys? How we doing today? Today I wanted to do a little different setup for a video. I wanted to kind of give a little background on, um, my past for when I was overweight, when I was in good shape, um, and kind of just talk about some of those issues I've gone through over the years of like, being heavier and then losing weight and then gaining weight again. Um, yeah, so just kind of I'm gonna be vulnerable in this video as much as I can be, which is kind of hard to do online on YouTube. But anyways, yeah. So right here, this first photo, this is me when I was 18 years old. Actually, I was 19 here. So I was 19 years old. I weighed about 230 pounds. I'm about 6 feet tall, and I was not really sure what I wanted to do with my life, but I had gone to the recruiter at this point, and walked in. I was like, "Hey, what's up, Sarge? I want to join the Air Force." And he just looked at me and said, "Boy, you too fat." I was just like, "All right, well, how much I need to lose?" He's like, 50 pounds, and I'm like, "Okay." So you see those shoes down here? These are those shoes that I was. If you watch my video when I talk about myself, these are the shoes I ran in, which I thought these shoes were fly as heck back then. The Nikes. I don't even know. They're like this kind of casual shoe, which, by the way, it started hurting my calf after like a month. So I realized you do need to wear running shoes to run. You should at least. Um, but anyways, so I was 230 pounds. You can see, got I'm well marbled, we'll call it. So we got that full Wagyu going, and then I go ahead and I lose 50 pounds, which you would think I took a picture, but I guess I didn't really. Either I lost it or I just didn't think about it. But I lost 50 pounds. I got down to about 180, 185 ish, and I got to boot camp. I started working out. Of course, you have to do all the stuff they tell you to, which is like a lot of walking because you're marching, and then you do daily PT, which alternates between cardio and just body weight exercises. That along with like you're standing all day too. Like you don't sit a whole lot. They have you just stand and wait a lot. And so after boot camp and then into my training, after losing the 50 pounds, I then lost an additional 30 pounds in boot camp, and I hit 155, which I was super thin. I couldn't find the picture. I have it somewhere, but I hit 155, and I was wearing I wore size 28 jeans, which is crazy for being like 6 feet tall. Anyways, I was about 155 at the end of March when I graduated boot camp. This photo here, these two really. So this is me on the right here, and then when I graduated from security forces training, and then this here is me in the middle of security forces training. This is after a pump. This is me and my friend here. We were in the gym, just working out. Got done. So you want to take pictures of your pump, and so you can see that I have some striations in my shoulders. You can see a little bit of chest development here. It doesn't look like this anymore. Looks less boob-like. You can see I have some tricep definition. It's a terrible picture, though, resolution-wise. Look at that phone. That phone. What is that? I don't even know. But oh yeah, I had this block phone thing. I don't know. It was like a BlackBerry type. But anyways, this was 2011. No, 2012, and this was about, believe it or not, from this to this was about, because this is April, May, June. I graduated June, I think, end of June, beginning of July. So this is sometime in between May and July, and this is about July of the year prior. So you can go from, by doing some pretty extreme things, you can make great progress. So again, that's me there on graduation day. And fast forward a few years, I couldn't find any other pictures of me when I was when I had kind of plumped up a little bit more. Well, I was, sorry, these are them right there actually. It's not like terrible, terrible, but you can see I lost like a lot of definition. And this is actually, so I'm actually skipping quite a few years because from those pictures you just saw at boot camp, that was 2012. This is actually 2018 right here. This is 2018. Um, and so the 6 year gap was essentially I was lean for another 2 years up until like 2013 or sorry 2014 ish, and then I had a back injury in the Air Force, so I gained a lot of weight. About I got back up to about 210. So I never looked like this again though because I did establish a more base layer of muscle. So this is like what I looked like without muscle. So that's why I'm like 230 here, but I'm weak. I'm like not athletic at all. Um, Now I'm at my current weight. I'm like I have a lot more muscle than I had then. A lot stronger, all that stuff. But anyways, getting back on track, I was um, shoot, what was I saying? Pretty much just that in between there, I had gained weight and then I lost weight again, and I was really lean again. I was back down to about 165, and I do actually have pictures. This was when I was in the Air Force again too, so you can just see like I'm very fit. You know, just kind of like I can go run a lot. Actually, funny story about this. This is called Table Rock. It was like this area in South Carolina because my dad lived there for a bit. It's my younger brother, and they they got tired. So my dad and my little brother back then he was very overweight, and they got really tired walking. We were walking really slow, and it was like not a super long walk, but I mean it had some parts where it was like a little steeper. And I'm just sitting there strolling along, la la la, like this is nice, and they're just like huffing and puffing, and my dad's like, I don't think we can make this. And I said, okay, that's fine. I said, but I want to try and get to the top. So they kind of like stayed there wherever they were. It was like halfway. I literally jogged from that point all the way up to here. And I was like, oh, it's really pretty. Like I like it. And then I started jogging back down, and I literally met them back down, but they were headed on the way up. They decided to continue. So I met them like 3/4 or about a quarter of the way down because they had at least gone half the distance from the middle to the top by that point. So I ran back down to them and then just walked back up with them. So I was like very cardiovascularly fit. Um, so, anyways, fast forward, like I said, um, this is actually when I got married. So at this point, I was about 190 ish, and I had gone through a little bit of like a feeling down state. I was like a little depressed, um, out of my element, and so I threw in a 7 day water fast. Just did water for 7 days. And I took a bunch of pictures because I wanted to see how it would look. And so the black underwear is Fat Zach, and this is less Fat Zach. So I mean I'm not I wouldn't say I'm fat, and like here at least. I had lost, I think it was about 15 pounds. I did throw in a little bit of exercise, but by day 3 or 4, like it was just hard to do exercise. So I just wanted to like chill. You can see I lost like that part at least. Let's see. So you can see love handles and whatnot. We have this like exercise roller. We still have it too. It's like this thing. It's like it's like a roller, but it's different. It has like these little notches in it, and I don't know why. See, it leaves like bruises sometimes, but they don't hurt. But it looks terrible. Anyways, so yeah, so I had lost weight again, got down to about 175 here, and then I kept this sort of physique shape, but strengthened and got more muscular over the course of the next couple years. So here's like 2019, 2020-ish. I guess what's a better way? I think better to just make it big and go like this. So let's see. As you can see, I've put on a good amount of muscle here. You can't fully see my six pack, well, you can't see any of my six pack, but you can kind of like see like a little bit, tiny bit of definition. You can see some vascularity. You got a little bit of striations up here. I'm probably like in the 15 to 17% body fat. Although the DEXA scan said I was like 13. I was like, I am not 13% here. Um, but I felt really good and healthy. But the downside of like society is that people were telling me here that like, oh, you're at a good point to start working out. Like I was taking pictures. I was like in this Sneak Diet Cole Robinson fasting group, and most of the people there are like excessively overweight. And I took these pictures, I think, for that because I was working with Cole. I was trying to work with Cole to gain weight. Like I was doing jujitsu probably anywhere from 3 to 5 times a week. I was working out about 5 to 6 days a week every morning. Doing X3 and weights and doing running. I mean, I was eating like over 3,000 calories a day, and I weighed like 170, 175. I couldn't gain weight, um, which is kind of nice to be in that spot, but I was not happy with that, which is sad because it's like when you look back, I wasn't massive, but I was very fit. I was healthy. I felt really comfortable in my clothes, and you know, it's just a shame that we allow people's opinions of us to affect us. So people told me, "Oh, you're too small." Like I definitely look lean, not bodybuilder like ready for competition lean, but I'm definitely like lean, and and here's me flexing a little. So you see the abs a tiny bit here. Obviously, you see a little bit of striation here. I don't know anything much about bodybuilder poses other than like what I've watched. So I would say that for me, my arms definitely look pretty good here, and I literally had people tell me I was like they thought I was anorexic, and I'm like, are you kidding me? How is that anorexic? I'm not like a mass monster, but I mean anorexia is like imagine like so from this little hand here, that's gone and all that's gone, and it's like you pretty much see a freaking stick with like a little chicken nugget of meat on there. That would have been anorexia, but um, that's kind of what the mass monsters, these steroid users, abusers, they kind of ruin reality for people because people thought that I had a. They essentially hadn't realized that at this point I had been working out for years. So literally, like I'd been eating right. I eat like organic everything, drink raw milk, eat a lot of eggs, all that stuff. And they were telling me that I was at a good point to start lifting. It's like, what are you talking about? I've been lifting. I've been working out for years. Um, so yeah, you can see just I've always had a little bit of scapular winging as well. I think that it's gotten better. I've done a couple exercises for it, but yeah, and just a thigh shot, things like that. And yeah, we're gonna anyways, yeah. So here we go. This is me in the middle of a X3 workout again. Like I think I'm doing curls here. Looks like curls, so you can see like I love this shirt by the way. Oh man, the fit it fits so nice. It was comfy. Loved it. Loved the color. But anyways, yeah, like I just my wife took this of me while I was working out. Look at that goofy looking face. Like who does that? But yeah, just like this is where I was like, oh, I'm too small. I'm not big enough. Like that's what I'm thinking at this point. I'm like, oh, I'm not big enough. I'm not strong enough. Um. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. At least like let's see. Oh, I should have showed you guys this picture earlier, but when I said there was a point when I had started gaining weight again, this was that in between photo. So we got, yeah, I'm gonna go through the photo. I'm planning to do that. Let's see this here. So we got that one. Oh, I forgot to show you guys these two. See, I really like these ones. Because I feel like I was a little more. Yeah. Okay. So this is okay. Anyways, let me go back and try it first. So from here, to here, this was actually kind of like the gap. Boom. So this was like another probably a year or two after. So you can see like I'm not like fat, but I lost a lot of my like definition because I had my back injury. I started getting hurt. Like I started feeling like more pain. I just didn't feel like working out as much because it hurt. It's like that kind of fills in that gap there. And then where's that picture? This. Okay. Yeah. So this is around the same time as this. And I wonder if I can compare. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like pretty close. But essentially, like, around this time, I was like, oh, I'm too small. Like, I'm too small. I'm not good enough. Not strong enough. Um, I want to be big. I want people to look at me and think I'm big and strong. All that stuff. And honestly, I would be very pleased to be back at this type of physique. Even though I think that if I get lean, if I get back to this body weight here, or not body weight, but if I get back to this fat percentage, I'll actually be bigger. Because I was working out while bulking, but then I kind of lost motivation, and then like I call it over bulking, but I got fat. So now I'm back on the way down, and I did put muscle on. So I think at the same body fat percentage, I don't think I'd be 165 again or 170. I think I'm gonna. That's why I've set 185 as my goal. But I guess time will tell. When I get down there, I guess we'll see. Um, but I just want to share a little bit of my past, and then I will upload some photos of like my current um, stature and everything. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you. Take care. Bye.